particularly when you're playing with your friends and you just make a racket and often get paid for it. It's pretty nice. It's a pretty cool way to go.
Fluid Clamor. That's
there you go.
Those two words have never been put together. That's awesome. Right there, talk about expression.
Paid fluid clamor sometimes. Even better. If someone pays you to make a clamor fluidly, then you're doing pretty good.
Paid fluid clamor. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Pregnant pause. That's okay. That's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Jon Peckman Podcast, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Beautiful downtown Portland, Connecticut. Come over the bridge. Pull a Yui. Park in front of the music store with the red neon light. We have music lessons. We have vinyl. We have gear. We have turntables. We have all kinds of stuff. We have this beautiful podcast studio that you can have your very own podcast, and Dave will tell you how at the very end. We're here today. Haven't seen him in more than 20 years. Can we say that?
Close.
At least. Chad MacDonald is here. Haven't seen him in 20 years. We used to do gigs together. He's done much more other things before. I don't even know. I don't know where he's been. I don't know what he's done. We're going to find out all now, like right now, live, as we know. It's happening. There he is. The one and only.
It's good to be here. This is a beautiful studio.
Right.
And though I grew up in Connecticut, I don't believe I've ever been here.
Oh, yeah.
I certainly never took music lessons, so haven't been here for that purpose, but it's nice to be here for this purpose.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me, and thanks to the school for even supporting this sort of thing. And
of course.
Documenting people's stories.
Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it, and I think you're a good candidate.
Thank you. Yeah, I try, I try.
Yay.
So where are you now? You're here visiting, to be clear.
Yes.
I want to give a shout out to our guest next week, who was supposed to be here today, but was gracious enough to kick down the line. I just want to give a shout out. Let me just see. Sam. She's going to be here next week.
Thank you, Sam, for accommodating.
Thank you. Yes.
Because I do only get home here about once a year lately, and
right. So that's why this happened.
Thank you kindly for accommodating that.
So you're here visiting.
I'm visiting for my birthday. Grew up in the town of Canton.
Is your and Matt's birthday the same day?
2 days apart, 1 year apart.
Oh, wow.
He's a year older. He's the 25th. But we're both Scorpios.
Oh.
And
so that's why it didn't work.
And it did work.
I know.
And I just always thought that was kind of cool. I think it probably found that out about him early on when we first met. So that was kind of a cool little connection.
What does that mean to be a Scorpio? I don't.
Anyone who's into it, usually you get the slant eye. I think we're probably one of the most.
Are you a Scorpio?
She knows about it though. She's seen the Scorpio stinger.
Okay.
It's a real thing. The more I hear about it,
Really?
But I like it. I love my birthday, October 27th. I just like the way it looks and sounds.
Yeah.
And it's my favorite time of year here in Connecticut.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be home for that purpose. And
I bet. Yeah.
See my mom, and my dad's not with us in the flesh anymore, but if he were, I'd be up in New Hampshire with him.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But he's always with me, and
sure, of course,
sends little signs from the other side here and there.
Yes.
It's a real pleasure when that happens.
Yeah, same.
And in my dreams too.
Yep. Yeah.
So.
No, we can talk about that.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe not in public, but we can talk about that because I agree. Happens all the time.
So to answer your question, I live in Phoenix, Arizona. Tempe, Arizona to be specific, which is right where Arizona State University is.
Oh, wow.
At one point, maybe it still is considered the big party school in the USA. Ended up there. I grew up here. I left Connecticut in 2003.
Okay.
And I've been there since.
Wow.
Largely in the Tempe, Scottsdale, Phoenix area.
That's crazy.
What we call the East Valley. And didn't think I'd last even a year, especially when the first summer hit.
Yeah.
But little by little, I acquiesced, and I learned to love it, and I still love it to this day.
Wow.
and it's been real good to me. And
why Arizona in the first place? What was their connection?
Yes, there was when our band, The Flames, which I'm sure we'll cover, The Reason I Know You, when that eventually came to an end, everybody kind of scattered, and the other, Matt and Alex, who was in the second tier of The Flames, those guys went to L.A.
Right.
And I was like even though I'm older than Alex, but it was like my big brothers went to camp and I wasn't able to go. And I knew at that point that I probably had to relocate if I was going to try to even get any of the momentum that we had. Mm-hmm. And it's sort of like that song, I headed for Las Vegas, only made it out to Needles. I thought I'd go to L.A. too, and I only made it out to Phoenix, but it was a blessing that happened. And I found I was out there on a short vacation, literally saw an ad in what's called the New Times, kind of the equivalent of the Advocate back here, the free paper.
Yeah.
And I happened to have one CD with me of the record the second Flames record.
Oh.
That Alex was on. I believe that's the one I had. I don't even have
that one.
Oh, it's pretty cool. They both have their attributes, but I think I had that one with me for whatever reason in my luggage, and I called this guy's ad, and original band looking for bass player. Cheap Trick was one of the references. Kind of the same thing as Matt when I met him, actually.
Yeah.
And we spoke 10 minutes on the phone. I said, hey, I don't have enough time to come meet you. I got a flight in 2 hours, but I do have enough time to drop this in the mailbox. And then he called me when I got back home, sent me his stuff. That was a band called Ashes of Eden.
Oh, wow.
That original songwriter guy named Fate Taylor. Fate, if you're listening, we love you. One of my favorite songwriters. And I just fell in love with this stuff. And he said, get on out here. And it took me a few months to get everything together. I was simultaneously thrilled and terrified to even leave my comfort zone. And I drove out in a jalopy of a car with everything I owned in it. And,
whoa.
I think I had $800 or maybe $900 in cash in my pocket, no credit card, no bank account.
Wow.
I don't recall having any of that stuff. And and that included getting there, the fuel, everything. Ooh. But here I am. So it had a way of working out, and that band didn't we didn't make it. We played local gigs and did some recordings and stuff. The material was great, but it was a very weird time for the industry.
Yeah.
Trying to get a deal and any financing, and which is kind of what happened with the Flames too.
Yeah.
But I don't regret any of it because it did get me into a new start in a new place. But I love my roots here in Connecticut, or I wouldn't even be sitting here right now with you.
Yeah, right.
I just wouldn't. I know people moved away and they don't come back. They don't.
Yeah.
Their heart, there's not a piece of their heart still here, but for me, that's not the case.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
And and it's nice it's always nice to be back here, and very cool to be part of this. And it'd be fun to kind of walk through some of the old days and remember some stuff. Some of it's pretty hazy, but
totally.
We'll see where we get.
Yeah. That's wild. Ooh. What are you doing? Are you playing out there now?
Yeah. So I'll give you the little crash course timeline.
Yeah.
So we'll probably cover the Flames
bass
maybe
player.
a little later.
I don't know if I said that.
Yes,
also,
I'm a bass player.
At the beginning.
I'm a bass player, and here in Connecticut, I was with a band called The Flames.
Sure.
The original lineup was a 3-piece with Michael Bone and Matt Starr. Mm-hmm. Matt on vocals and guitar and primary songwriter.
Yep.
And we evolved at one point into, after the 3-piece era, we started rotating drummers. I think you even played a few gigs with us at one point.
Yeah, probably.
And we were kind of like the Cult, where everything we did, we kind of had a different drummer for a while.
Yeah.
Friends of ours. And then Alex Grassi came into the picture and kind of joined what we were doing and augmented what we were doing with his musicianship and particularly his business acumen. He was younger than us, but he was more experienced than us, and arguably a lot more talented than us in terms of knowing his instrument and so on. But so it was a good fit, and we all ended up moving in together and giving that second wave, Mach 2 of the Flames, a go for a while. And about a year or two into that, we made one record, didn't release it, unlike Fast, Easy, Cheap.
Where did you record that?
We recorded that in Washington, D.C.
Oh, wow.
With,
I don't know any of this.
Okay. It was a cool era. A little different than the Joetown thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But what we did is, and this is where I met you probably, we were playing up at the Lucky Dog all the time.
Yeah, sure.
And we were pooling the money that we made from doing these tribute shows with the 80s metal tribute and then the disco tribute.
Yeah.
One was on Thursday, one was on Sunday, and we just pooled all that money towards making the record.
Wow.
And Alex already had the connection with a guy named Jim Ebert, who had done Marvelous 3 and Meredith Brooks, and he had some cred, and he accepted working with us. And he had worked with Alex's previous band called Angry Salad.
Okay.
Alex was in the process of leaving Angry Salad when he joined us and sort of made a transition, finished up his obligations with them. Then we all moved in with him, had a studio in the basement. I'm sure you were over there. And those were some wild times, but they were also really fun and productive times. And that's when we brainstormed with the mullet head thing and the disco hell thing. And what that did is that provided us with income that under Alex's guidance, really. He said, we're going to stockpile this away, and in this many months we'll have enough to go down there. And we're going to pay, I think it was like maybe $1,000 a track is the deal we worked out with the guy. He had his own studio, 2-level studio.
Wow.
And
I didn't know any
Matt played drums on it.
Right. Okay.
So we went down there as a 3-piece. Matt did the singing, I think some rhythm guitars, vocals, all the drums, which I think he did first, and he cranked it out in a day. And then, and we all stayed with Alex's relatives, so we saved money on hotels, and it was, we cranked that whole thing out. We did a track a day, top to bottom, recorded, mixed, every overdubs. We even did some.
I never even heard it.
Yeah, you got to hear it. I think you might like it. Although I'm sure you're attached to the a lot of people like the 3-piece, more Ramones-y, you know. And I understand that too. And I'm fond of both of them for different reasons. And that's how we did it. And so, and then when that came to an end, Alex got an offer to do some touring out on the West Coast, took it, and that was kind of the end of that era. And he moved and never came back. But what he did is he ended up drafting me into some really cool things once I got out west. And the first gig that he did, it was with me and Matt. I played bass, Matt played drums, and we did a tour, pretty short tour. It was like a 2-week tour with Kevin Dubrow. Who at the time, there was no Quiet Riot. He made like a covers record of all the 70s glam stuff.
I see.
Knew Alex through the scene and said, can you put a band together for me? I want to go do this run. Right. Which he did. And he called me in Phoenix and said, learn these songs. And we did all of the Choice Quiet Riot stuff and then some of the 70s stuff on his record.
I see.
Matt played drums and that was my first national touring act.
For sure.
Via Alex, I owe a lot of what I've done to Alex. So if you're listening, dude, thank you very much. And then that led into playing. We both ended up playing for Jani Lane, the late Jani Lane. Both these guys are no longer with us. In the flesh. And so I played with Jani for about 3 years, and about a year, sometime into that, Alex moved along to go play with Kevin in a reformed Quiet Riot. Right. I stayed with Jani. The guitar player that took Alex's place was Dario Lorena, who's now in Black Label and has his own thing. And he was 15 at the time, maybe 14.
Wow. That's crazy.
He was a kid. I remember thinking Jani was insane for hiring him. But then I met him, and he played like a like a grown man, you know. And he was such a nice guy. And anyway, so I stayed with Jani for 3 years, and then that
and you're doing all this from Phoenix. You somehow mentioned it. Wow.
That's correct. Crazy. And then I ended up from the Jani thing. Mark from the BulletBoys, I met him at a NAMM show. Right. And NAMM is a music industry conference in Orange County. And he said, hey, I know you from the Jani thing, and I'm going to need a bass player this summer. Something like that. And that's how I got into that band. I was in that band for 10 years and 2 records. Wow. That I was part of. It was almost exactly 10 years. Kind of bizarre. And then at the end of that 10 years, they put the original lineup together in late 2019, early 2020. Oh, wow. And then the whole world shut down. And then by the time that original lineup reunion kind of came to an end, I was already on doing other things, and I just chose not to kind of rejoin up. But I loved my time in that band.
But you helped to keep it alive so that they could put it together when the time came.
You could say that. A way. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And those records that I made with them, like under that name, everybody wanted to hear the old stuff, but I'm proud of those records, and some of my best playing was on those records, and
That's cool.
And it was a cool time. And again, a record is a cool document forever.
Yeah.
And not just the records that you get at the store, but anything that you've recorded. And
this is going to be your defining document of your life. This right now here. This is this.
Well, again, it's fun to revisit this. And I don't normally like talking about myself all that much, but this is about my Connecticut roots and going off and doing some other things too. And that's part of my story.
Nice.
And then from the BulletBoys, I ended up playing in a band called Gene Loves Jezebel.
Oh, yeah.
From a good friend of mine in Phoenix, Michael Brom, dear friend, still to this day, great drummer. You'd love his drumming.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, R&B style, just
nice.
Great instincts and great feel, all about the groove. And he ended up playing for Flock of Seagulls for about 10 years.
Huh.
And I remember when he got that gig, and he had triggers on his drums and got the exact sounds of the drum machines on the recordings.
Sure.
And painstakingly, he did it so well. And he had come from Gene Loves Jezebel and offered the singer, there's two Jezebels, but I ended up playing with Michael, based in L.A. His brother's still in England. And they kind of fought over the name. That whole thing that so many bands have done. But I ended up being recommended to Michael. And same thing was Jani and with Kevin and with all the national bands I played with. I never auditioned.
Yeah.
I was recommended.
Yeah, you're just in the mix.
Stepped in, right.
Yeah.
And
that's killer.
So it was, I never did any recordings with Jezebel, but we've done a lot of touring, been to other countries, South America.
Wow.
And really cool, and I love the music to this day. And I'm kind of the auxiliary guy, and I'm still in Phoenix. So when they do California work, it's usually without me, and I just come in with my passport and go to South America. And,
hey man, that's pretty cool.
And the Philippines. Those are the two overseas ones that we did in the last couple of years.
Wow.
And lots of fun, man. It was, and like the music's kind of hardwired. I could just show up and I'll usually do a refresher like the night before, and it just comes back to me. I have one of my skills is being able to just retain without notes, without an iPad or anything. And, But a lot of the songs play themselves. That's how a good song plays itself.
Kinda, yeah.
That's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah.
For some reason, my circuitry allows me to just retain.
Yeah.
I played an Elton John tribute.
Oh wow!
Which was a blast, and those were some very sophisticated, wonderfully written, played songs. D. Murray, my new favorite guy.
Yeah, right.
I went down the D. Murray rabbit hole, and to this day I'm just gobsmacked how good he was, and how his instincts and everything. And when you find out how they made those records, they off the cuff.
Yeah,
Bernie would give Elton the lyrics in the morning.
Yep.
The band would be over there having breakfast at the chateau.
Yeah.
Elton would tinker with the piano. I got something, guys. Let's go in and track it.
Boom.
Yeah. Couple takes, they got it. And then Paul Buckmaster would put the strings on it.
Crazy.
And this record sounded incredible.
And every song's like a different style, too. They were into that era.
Yeah. I agree. And so I always liked Elton, but when you get into a tribute and you really got to go down that rabbit hole, it's like, man, it was so rewarding to learn all those songs and play them. And then it took me a solid week of woodshedding. But once I had it, and it was just a joy to play him, and
killer,
really rewarding as a bassist to get that stuff and try to get it note perfect, and then put a little bit of my own energy into it too. But they did all the work, D. Murray and Elton and Bernie. They did all the work, made it easy, and
crazy. That's
how I feel about the tribute thing. It's there's some good money in it and good opportunities, but it's the person that you're honoring that did all the work.
Yeah, sure.
If you're passionate about it, then it's easy.
Yeah.
And we can get into that a little bit. So.
Yeah, definitely. I remember when I was a little kid, my older sister had Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and I used to key in on the bass, and it would be like sometimes it's flat wounds with a pick, and other times it isn't. You know, and you just realize like, oh, it's per song.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? But like I didn't know what I was hearing, and I got older and listened to it, and you're like, oh yeah. You know, sometimes he's got that real kind
grinding,
of
Funeral for a Friend. He's got I remember just being in awe of that bass tone. I still am.
Yeah.
And it was just grinding with a pick, probably a P bass through a loud Ampeg or something. And then sometimes he's delicate finger style, almost upright.
Yeah.
And to my knowledge, Elton even mixed his pianos, different pianos for different songs.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes it was an upright tack piano, other times a grand. It wasn't always the same piano.
Yeah,
but
song by song.
That stuff is so
pretty cool.
And particularly Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, that was the one for me.
Yeah, and it holds up incredibly well.
Yeah.
I mean,
still.
And what I did is I tried to get that app, Moises, I think it's called.
Oh, that isolates?
Where you isolate things. But I ended up just using YouTube, and I'd find the Elton songs with no bass. The actual recordings.
Right.
Clearly for someone like me.
Yeah.
So you get to play along with these recordings, and that's what really
imagine that
helped me sink in. So I would A/B it with the D lines and then my own, it was wonderful. And
well,
I still do it sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you would laugh at this. I always wanted to be a bass player first.
Okay.
When I was a kid, and drums were easier, so the path of least resistance. But when I started teaching drums more seriously, I picked the bass up again because I want to play with the kids. And I learned the entire first Ramones record because the bass is all on one. You know, like I just went song by song, just figured it out, and you could play along because the bass is all on one side.
Love it.
And ran the whole thing down just to give myself a goal to get. I mean, I'm not that good. I always joke, like, I started playing bass when I was 12. And I've been playing bass for 20 years, and I play like a 15-year-old. Like I have talent. Like I made 3 years of progress in 25 years or something like that. But I know what you mean. I would sit there every night and try and figure out, okay, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do this? Just because there was no bass.
Yes.
You know, I could anyway.
That's great. And by the way, Dee Dee was and is a huge influence on me.
Sure, yeah.
I got the leather jacket. I had the black hair.
Yeah.
And that whole attitude and style. And then you start going down the Ramones rabbit hole. You realize Dee Dee wrote most of the stuff.
Right.
And I just love him. I love his stage presence. And I had Road to Ruin with the black and white photo of Dee Dee.
Oh, yeah.
With his leather jacket and the curly cord, and the amp was on the stage. The cabs were behind him, but the head was on the floor. And my guess is that the roadies decided, hey, it's safer down there.
Yeah, right.
He won't pull it off.
Right. Crazy.
And I just would play that record and stare at that, and then I started playing bass, and I got a P bass and a long leather strap.
Yeah. Get a white bass.
I'd try to do the Dee Dee jump and shake and jump, and and I just watched their 77 London. It's about 40 minutes on YouTube, maybe 35 minutes, the whole show. It's great.
Yeah, it's so cool.
They sound amazing. And that was still Tommy on drums.
Yeah.
And I mean, they just sound incredibly powerful, and it's easy to see how they left such an impact.
Yeah, totally.
And they're still inspiring because you just said it.
Oh, hell
Some kid in a bedroom can actually teach himself a
And I
Ramones
was
song.
that kid, even though I was older. That's how it started. Yeah.
And the songs hold up, and they're just that if you can do that, you can play music.
Yeah.
And that's the gift that they gave the world.
Oh, totally.
You don't have to be Stravinsky or D. Murray. You might get there down the line.
Right. But you got to start somewhere.
And the best thing you can do is get with your buddies and get in a garage and start making some racket.
Yeah.
That's how I did it, and
totally
led me into a bigger world. So
yeah, I didn't get the Ramones at all forever. I just didn't. I didn't get it, and I mean, this was way late in the game. I watched when what documentary came out, and I was like, let me see if I can figure this out. And okay. And then I heard Sheena's a punk rocker. And it suddenly occurred to me that I was like, oh wait, this is like a pop song, it's just fast.
It's bubblegum.
And then I was listening to it the wrong way. Like I had it the wrong way around. And then I realized, I was like, wait a minute. And the way I am, if I'm going to get into something, I just start album 1. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I had this backwards. Like, I don't know how to explain it. But I was like, these are just, because they're
pop songs.
Well, you correct me if you think my theory about Ramones is funny, because, like, you think it's a monolith. Like, you think they're all doing the same thing, but they're not. This guy's trying to make a pop record. This guy's trying to make a punk record. This guy's trying... And it's that thing that makes it what it ends up being.
That's an interesting observation.
And you're like, Dee Dee writes all the best songs.
Yes.
Kind of. But then you had Tommy writing the songs, some songs.
And Tommy, the secret sort of producer, taught himself to play drums, invented that style because everybody they tried out wasn't what they heard in their head.
Yeah.
And then Tommy went on to produce their records. He sort of did the behind the scenes thing.
Yeah.
But I love them, and I love their music. And the legend is that they basically wanted to play Beach Boys,
right? Because
they love that bubblegum surf sound, but they weren't accomplished enough, so they ended up with their sound.
Beautiful,
which is beautiful.
Yeah, it's so fun.
And then we all embraced it, and it's like, don't change, don't evolve.
Yeah.
And some of those records, you can hear the trying to get more polish, and they would have studio guys ghost guitar parts.
Yeah.
And I like all of it, but the purity of the original, maybe the first 5 to 6 records are really my favorites.
Yep.
And they're untouchable, and they hold up like beautifully today, I think.
I think so.
And at the end of the day, it always comes down to the same thing for me, which is the songs.
Yeah.
The musicianship and the production is all secondary to that.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And proof of that was the new Bruce Springsteen movie, which...
I didn't see it.
Just saw it the night we got into Connecticut.
Yeah.
And I love that era of Bruce, and I like that Nebraska album quite a bit.
Yeah.
My 2 favorite Bruce records are actually Nebraska and Tunnel of Love, which are both kind of somber.
I like Tunnel of Love, too.
They're both kind of somber, solitary records, and Nebraska's completely solitary.
Yeah.
And the movie was really well done.
Yeah.
And now there's a box set of the remastered version with outtakes that didn't make the record, and then an electric version of it, because he tried to get with the E Street Band, he tried to get the stuff, but it didn't translate, and so he went back to his original demos done on a 4-track about the size of your mixing table.
Oh yeah.
So then the movie was great.
I hate to say it, I'm old enough. I bought Nebraska when it came out. You know what I mean? That's how old I am.
Yeah.
My sister was into Springsteen, so I The River was her record. And then I got into it, and I said, okay, let me get on. And Nebraska was next. And it was like, what is this?
Right.
And then Born in the USA, I wasn't into. I just was like, okay, I kind of lost the thing.
I get it.
But yeah, I was old enough.
Born in the USA, a lot of the template for those songs came from his solitary Nebraska sessions, and he just wasn't ready to make the big bombastic E Street record yet. And that's what the movie's about. The movie was really well done.
That's cool.
I loved it.
Check it out. I was going to say before, like, about, say, songs, a lot of times, like Tommy Ramone on drums, some of my favorite drummers aren't drummers. You know what I mean? Like, dudes that are just playing the song. That's fine. That's
Paul
fine.
McCartney?
Yeah.
To some degree?
Yeah, Stevie Wonder, Lenny Kravitz, Prince.
Yeah.
Those are all great
you.
drummers, but they're not drummers, so they don't do drummer stuff.
Another good one? John Fogerty. Oh. That's him on drums on Old Man Down the Road.
I didn't
listen
know
to that
That's
pocket.
Funny. I didn't know that. That's funny.
I was convinced it was Kenny Aronoff. I went to the record and I looked at it and I said, son of a gun, it's John on everything.
Oh, that's cool.
Including the drums.
Yeah, I have to check
and
that out.
The groove is insane.
Yeah.
And it's John.
Oh, that's funny.
And
yeah, not surprising.
There you go. He add him to the list.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
Again, if it feels good, it's good.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
That's
the
thing.
Main thing. Yeah.
That's the main thing. And when I played with you, you had such an R&B kind of groove oriented, and it was next level for me because it was a different tier than the Ramones-y thing that was in my bloodstream at the time.
And I wasn't there yet either. You know, we kind of.
Well, what a cool thing that you have this palette to pull from when you're drumming, where now that you appreciate the Ramones.
Oh, hell yeah.
You can incorporate some Stevie Wonder and Ramones and make your own sauce out of it.
Hopefully, yeah. yeah, no, for sure.
Because for me, it's always about honor. We all stand on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah.
But you should honor that and then put yourself into it too, which is
Yeah.
hopefully what goes on in here.
Yeah.
And you learn to express yourself through your playing or your singing or your instrument. And you can do it with a drum. You can do it with one snare drum.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because you're going to play it a little differently than the person who taught you and the person you're emulating. And that's what makes the world interesting. Yeah,
definitely. No, it's always a thing, especially with kids. I always look at it like, even no matter how little they are, they obviously, they have something in them that they want to express. But then you have to get them through a little bit of the rigmarole of the mechanics of doing it, and sometimes you get lost. But it's fun when it comes back around and you realize you're back where you started. It is about expression. That's number one. Mm-hmm. It's not about the tools that you use to get there.
I agree.
But you got to stick long enough to realize. I mean, obviously, we could express ourselves in any old way, but if you want it to be at least somewhat understood in the idiom that you're using, you have to learn at least a handful of things.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get lost in that and you lose the original, like, why did I want to do this? What am I trying to express? It's kind of like, here's the tools. Now express yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to that. And that's,
I read...
and no one can do that for you. No one can tell you how you feel or what you're trying to express. That's you.
Exactly.
So it's kind of, we're saying the same thing.
I used to subscribe to Bass Player magazine. I think I got a super discount or 2-year subscription.
Sure.
And I wouldn't read it cover to cover, but there was always some nugget of gold in there. And one of them was a Mike Watt interview. And he said something that I never forgot. And it said, talking about expression and that you can express yourself with every note that you play on whatever instrument it is. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but this one is a direct quote. He said, when I look at the neck of my bass, I don't see notes. I see possibilities.
Yeah.
I thought that hit me like a thunderbolt. And I said, that's the coolest thing you could say about an instrument, or just what a cool way to look at the world.
Right. Because like you say, it flips it.
And I embodied that. And I could be playing in a little pub, playing 3-chord songs, blues or something, but I get to express myself through my instrument. And I thought about that with what Mike Watts said, and it was very empowering.
Yeah,
and
he would know.
Yes, he would know.
Also,
and that's what the beauty of and getting back to your point is that now I can revisit the original spirit of playing in the garage, but now I actually kind of know what I'm doing. Right. So I can take the instrument that I once was foreign to me. I loved making a clamor with it.
Right.
Now I can kind of do a little bit more of a fluid clamor, know what I'm doing, but I still get the same spirit of the thrill of just playing.
Oh, yeah.
And particularly when you're playing with your friends and you just make a racket and often get paid for it. It's pretty nice. It's a pretty cool way to go.
Fluid clamor. That's
there you go.
Those two words have never been put together. That's awesome. Right there, talk about expression.
Paid fluid clamor sometimes. Even better. If someone pays you to make a clamor fluidly, then you're doing pretty good.
Paid fluid clamor. Those are words that have never been put together. That's what I get into that sometimes. Maybe
you can entitle this episode.
That's what I'm saying. Paid fluid clamor.
Often that's how records get named and films. And, that's how It Might Get Loud got named. The documentary with
they didn't even
Jack White,
said it.
Jack White, The Edge, and Page, and it's actually when they're at the Edges. I think he's on a houseboat,
or something,
and he's got his whole rig.
Yeah.
And he's telling the cameraman he's about to show you his rig, and he goes, "Might get loud."
Yeah.
And he's kind of giving him a warning. That's how they got the title for that film. So, which is a cool movie.
Oh, for sure.
Very cool.
Yeah. This. Because we're just nerds. When I first watched that with Paula, Jimmy Page goes back to Headley Grange and he's talking.
Yes.
And I'm watching the movie and I'm going, please clap your hands. Please clap your hands. Clap your hands.
It's the first thing he does, right?
And she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I need to hear what the room sounds like. He's like, you can hear. If you can. I'm like, thank you.
Yes.
That's all I need.
I think as soon as he walks in.
Yeah.
And he's so elegant in his trench coat, and he's in his town car talking about it on the way up there. I love that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool by the way, those were the 3 top choices when they decided to make that movie. They made 3 columns from the 3 generations of guitarists, thinking they'd end up, we had no budget, and they'd end up down here in the middle of the list. Those are the 3 top guys on each. And they all said yes.
Yeah, that's heavy. That's pretty heavy.
I guess once you got Page, I don't know which one said yes first, but I think it might have been Page.
Yeah.
And the other guys jumped on, and why wouldn't they? So
yeah.
Great film out there.
Definitely.
It might get loud.
Definitely. Yeah.
Very inspiring stuff.
How did it all start for you?
It actually was a bass guitar was put in my hands. I never sought it out. I thought you had to be born with or schooled into playing. And I worked at this restaurant in my hometown, and there was an older gentleman named Brian, who I've lost touch with, but I'd like to reconnect with him. He essentially taught me. And he was a little older and had saved up some money and bought a bunch of gear because he wanted to start a band. And he just handpicked those of us that worked in the kitchen.
Oh, wow.
And I think my memory is I went over to their jam to just hang out and take photos. I was really into my little disposable camera at the time. And he just literally I remember it was like a Sears quart bass, a 3/4 length. It was bright red. And he had an amp. It was a Univox amp, probably just a practice guitar amp, not made for bass at all. And it sounded like Lemmy because I turned it up. Of course. And I was addicted instantly.
And how old were you?
15.
Oh, wow.
And we were literally in a basement with a drum set. He had a little mini like Radio Shack PA, really bad Radio Shack mics with like the silver foil on them with a switch. And we just made it, plugged it in, and we played like 3. I said, look, I don't know how to play music. He says, it's easy. He goes, he knew he had taught himself chords, and he just said, I'm going to point to the dots. Follow me.
Sure.
This dot, that dot, and that dot. And we played Ramones. We played Louie Louie. We played Eric Clapton, She's Waiting, 145. And within that first afternoon, I was playing songs. And I loved it. And I had this roar behind me of this, distorted little practice amp. And I was hooked. I was in right from that moment. And then we started getting together after school and just made a racket. And his parents somehow put up with it. And it was a blast. And that's what got me going. And on top of that, soon thereafter, we were actually writing songs. And almost from the get-go, I was in a creative situation.
Yeah, that's cool.
With kind of like the Ramones thing. Like you've got all these limitations, but if you don't really acknowledge the limitations and just go with it, cool things can happen. And sometimes people still tell me that they have those recordings and that they still like them. Hey. And I said, well, there's a purity to that because that was before this got involved.
Yeah, sure.
And most good music comes when this isn't involved in my experience.
Sure.
And this is involved.
Right.
As
this helps too.
Yeah, as John Mellencamp says, a lot of good rock and roll comes from below the waist.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's wrong about that. But a lot of heart, and you can go real far with it.
Sure.
And that stands for filmmakers and really anything creative and expressive. If you got that element, you can. It's why John Hughes movies are better than everybody who tried to make those kind of movies.
Right.
And I'm a cinephile to a small degree, love cinema. And I particularly love how movies are made, the environment they're made in, all that stuff, as much as the movies themselves. So you get Breakfast Club and go down that rabbit hole, and you realize that it's a collaboration. Yeah. And that John respected his actors, even if they were 15. And gave them power and gave them script power. And people would say, John, I don't think my character would say this. He goes, well, what would he say? Use that. You know? Anthony Michael Hall cast his friends in 16 Candles. He was 14 maybe when he made that movie. And he said, and John Cusack was one of them.
Oh, I see.
And he said, Hughes comes up to him and says, hey, you're going to cast these guys. He says, what? You're the director? He goes, they're your friends. You cast them.
Who would you hang out with?
Yeah. And so anyway, things like that. And I said, well, this guy made movies with so much heart.
Yeah.
And everyone loved him and loved participating in it. And look at the results.
Yeah.
And I think everybody else was chasing that, trying to make those teen movies.
Right.
And maybe you hire a writer and you hire the same, film crew and all that. But it's like Jim Henson with the Muppets.
Yeah.
It's not as good without him because he had the heart.
Right.
And it trickles down into things. And I know I'm a big proponent of that concept. And
definitely.
I also am fond of this quote from a producer named Jim Dickinson, who actually played the piano on Wild Horses. That was That was his breakthrough into music, and then he became a producer.
Yeah,
he produced the Replacements album. He's a Memphis guy.
All right,
ended up producing "Pleased to Meet Me" for the Replacements.
Okay, yeah,
and Ardent Studios in Memphis was one of his big things.
Sure,
but he had a quote that I read, and I love this quote. He said, "Fun sticks to tape."
Oh, nice.
So when he made records, he always wanted everybody to be in a good mood, and have a little festive atmosphere, because that's what he wanted on that tape. And when you hear like Brown Sugar and the Stones, and it's fun, the fun stuck to the tape, and it's just a great quote. And I think he was really onto something with that. And his son Luther Dickinson is now a pretty active musician. You can look him up. That's how I learned that, through him. An interview with him. So
I was old enough again. I saw Breakfast Club in the theater. I went with my friends, and it was, I know it sounds corny, but it was one of the first time that I was just like, that's us. Where I was a senior in high school when that came out, when we saw it, and I was like, this is not, it's not condescending.
No.
I was like, someone made a movie about us.
Yes.
This is exactly
the
weird
secret sauce. John Hughes.
And I didn't know, I didn't know there was a director. You know what I mean? Right. Like, you're young enough, you just see a flick, and now I realize.
But it connected with you.
100%.
And it can't be denied.
No.
And Anthony Michael Hall is the one who said, he says, John Hughes treated young people as people.
Well, that's what I mean. I felt it as the viewer. I was like, oh, he's taking us seriously for the first time ever. Yeah, that was his superpower. Yeah. And 100% worked, because like I say, I was the audience at the time, and it was just like, oh, hey.
I went down film by film and interviews, YouTube, the whole thing, and everybody just loved working with the guy.
Yeah.
And the creative environment. Yeah. And just all of that. And I said, well, of course you're going to get good results. Yeah. And he would hire people. Clint Eastwood would do this too. Wouldn't really direct him that much. Yeah. He's like, I got you to be you. Yeah. Anthony Michael Hall to this day. Yeah. Just give him the mic. Yeah. He don't really need a lot of direction. And a lot of musicians are that way too. People got hired. I'm sure when they made Steely Dan records, they got Bernard Purdie to be Bernard Purdie.
Yeah, right. And then you got to wonder why some people, I forget what documentary it was, it's like it's harder to find work after that, because not every director is going to let you just kind of like do your thing. You know?
There's a cast reunion with all of them for the Breakfast Club. Yeah. There was quite a few without Judd. Judd was like the holdout. Yeah. But there is one pretty recent with all of them. Yeah. And they all say the same thing, that like, you get typecast, and that they'd never worked with anybody as thorough and encouraging as Hughes. So I love the guy. I never met him. Yeah. But his work holds up, and
for sure,
I love those concepts.
Definitely.
And I try to include that when I do anything creative, and I love the work. I love watching those movies and seeing them as an adult, with knowing the behind the scenes stuff.
Oh yeah, that's all I do.
That's what I love about records and films, and learning how they were made, and then going back and enjoying them
all of
with a new set of eyes.
I don't want to run out of time. We got to talk about the Flames, because we're
okay.
You know what I mean? So,
sure.
Go.
Let's talk about the Flames. Well, that's how I met you. I got Junior back here, the infamous Junior.
Oh yeah.
I was.
Wait, I want to give my version just so people get the background to what was going on. Okay?
Yes.
So I grew up in Wallingford, Connecticut. I knew Joe Delaney from around. I knew him forever. He had a studio for a while right on Main Street that was the coolest place in the world.
Analog.
Yeah, all analog. This would have been late 90s, right? Or so. So still 2-inch tape, great engineer, Bays, who knows where he is. and that became like the clubhouse. Joe would make records and everybody would hang out. I didn't know you guys. And, you know, Joe would be like, you got to meet Matt. You got to meet Matt. And then I would hear you guys making that record, the first Flames record, and go, man, this is great. And that's when I met you guys when they were. So it was you, Mike Crivolone, and Matt.
Yes.
Star.
That's correct.
So go. I just want to give people the background. But from that house and that scene, Junior shows up. John Best Jr. is here off camera.
Yes.
And that house for that period of time was just...
It was the epicenter. Well, we were really fortunate. So I met Matt. I was playing in just a cover band.
Yeah.
And we were rotating drummers. My memory of Matt is he showed up 5 minutes before the gig started.
Sure.
I was told he was a great drummer, which he is.
Yeah.
And don't worry, he's going to know the material.
Sure.
We ran into the men's room together. This was in downtown Hartford. I'd really have to think of the name of the club. Probably 95, maybe 96.
Like Scarlett O'Hara.
One of those. Yeah. And I'm standing next to him in the men's room, and I said, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Chad. I'm playing bass. And I said, you know the stuff, right? And he goes, man, I got to be honest with you. I never listened to any of it. And he was a 70s guy, didn't even listen. We were playing 90s stuff. And I said, okay, well, watch me for the cues, kind of thing. Sure. That's how I met him.
Wow.
We had a killer gig.
Yeah.
And I went over his house late that night and watched all of his bootleg. He had an absolutely killer bootleg collection. And then he said, we should start a band.
Oh, wow.
He got me on bass and Crevolone on drums.
Yep.
And he started, and we had another guy named Chris on lead guitar, kind of a death metal guy, really cool guy and a good player. But when Matt started writing what became the Flame songs, he just, it wasn't his style. He didn't. So he kind of jumped. Yeah. And then we became the 3-piece.
I got you.
And then Joe Delaney, to my knowledge, what he did is did a spec deal with about 5 of those Connecticut bands. So you guys can record it, Joetown.
Okay.
And on spec.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put a compilation record together, get it to the labels, and whoever gets a deal, I get a cut of it, kind of a thing.
Oh, I see.
So it was it was a good, fair deal, actually. And we had the benefit of recording in a real studio and spending quite a bit of time there. And Joe, I think, kind of took a shine to us.
Yeah.
And Basil.
Yeah.
And gave us that time. And Matt put in way more time than I did. And we ended up with a damn cool record.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it in a few years, but I know it's still fun to listen to.
I love that record.
I know you love that record. Yeah. And it was a labor of love, but it was great. And we wouldn't have been able to make it without Joe in that studio. We would have made probably just a demo in a couple of days, and maybe that would have been cool too. But it was a terrific.
It was real at the time. That's why I liked it. I was like, this is a real record. This is for real. Yeah. It wasn't like me and my friends made a thing.
We made a statement with our limited ability, because Matt had taught himself guitar to write those songs.
Yeah, crazy.
And
but there you go, though. You got the idea. You just make it happen.
So if you really listen to it, some of the leads are really me. And I wasn't that accomplished of a bass. They're not lead guitar.
Yeah.
I would do these walking bass parts that kind of became the melody.
To give more motion.
To give it motion.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think about it, and that kind of became our sound.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it is funny. And then we had Bone on drums, who had a lot of attitude, killer backups, killer ideas.
Yeah.
And it was way greater than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
Like a good band should be.
I think so.
And we really owe Joe and Joetown a lot of thanks for that.
Yeah.
For
I was
accomplish that.
I was a fan.
Yeah, I know you were. And I was always flattered because I thought highly of your musicianship. And I'm like, for this guy
but
at this tier of talent to like what we're doing, which was kind of primitive in a way, but I guess it was primitive sophistication.
But it's songs, like you say. What I guess you didn't know. I'm into songs,
right?
So
we had songs.
Yeah, you had songs,
and it was first and foremost. And then we had an image and an attitude and a style, and we were into the craft of the logos and the T-shirts and the stage craft and all of it. But it all did start with the songs.
Yeah.
And Matt showed me his first song, and I said, I'm in. That guitar player said, I'm out.
Yeah.
I want to play metal.
Sure.
And it was cool. It was a blessing. And and that's how we got started. And then, Junior came into the mix. We all started hanging out. We started doing tons of gigs. We'd play anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
and we worked our butts off. And I have never worked as hard before or since as I did with that band.
Oh, hey.
And been as committed and just hardworking.
Yeah.
And blood, sweat, tears, the whole thing. I don't regret any of it. It was an awesome time.
You guys are ready. I mean, who knows why? There's 50 million reasons why things don't happen, but none of it was because of you guys. You know what I mean? Like, you're ready, you got the thing. Then it's just a matter of getting the deal at the right time with the right people at the right whatever.
Well, I actually do recall, because we were fortunate enough to get some management that got us some showcases.
Yeah.
Usually at CBGB's.
Right.
Usually on a Tuesday night at 7:30 at night. Yeah. And we'd be sandwiched in some New York City bands, and we would bus in a few of our friends.
Yeah.
And we kept getting these showcases.
Yeah.
We didn't get a deal, but we kept doing more showcases. And at one point, they finally just admitted and said, look, Napster's happening. We're not signing anybody. We're not signing rock bands.
Right.
Britney Spears kind of stuff.
Right.
But not rock bands. It's there's a freeze on it.
Right. Sure.
And so we were right there at that time.
Yeah.
And who knows what would have happened if the Napster thing didn't happen. But,
Yeah.
And here we are. But like I said, I don't regret any of the effort we made and the time that we put into that.
No, it would have been.
And it'll be fun to go back and listen to the recordings. I haven't in a long time. But,
oh, really?
But there's a guy, Pete, if you're listening, thanks for. I called him. He was a big supporter of us and an archivist, and he filmed everything.
Oh. Yeah.
And he occasionally will post stuff on YouTube of our old shows. So he's an archivist, and it's nice to have somebody like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
That celebrates what we did.
I probably have the Flames record in my rig now. I probably do. I still carry a rig.
Could you play a section of it, or is it?
I don't know.
Okay, if you find it, play, or maybe mix it into this.
Yeah. Maybe we will.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
I'll talk to Morgan about it.
Real Cool Bad Guy. That was one of my favorite. Actually, my favorite song on that album was, I think, your favorite at one point. We had that in common, which was "I Need to Know."
That's the best.
Okay,
that's my favorite. That's the best.
And I'm proud to say I'm a co-writer on that one.
Oh, hey, yeah.
I think the song was born out of the bass lick at the beginning. Where I stay on the root note, and the guitars drop down. Which we actually stole from "Lick It Up" by Kiss. And I think it's in the same key. But that was, if you listen to "Lick It Up," the guitar. The bass stays on the A, and the guitars drop to G. It shouldn't work. It should clash. And somehow it works. So I said, why does that work? Let's try it. And then Matt took it and ran with it, and that song's got all these little sections. There's a lot going on in a 3-minute song. So I'm glad you like that one. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's my favorite. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
We're getting close towards the end.
Okay.
Anything that you... I've been saying this lately to people. Imagine you're leaving here now. You're on the way home, and you go, oh, man, I forgot I should do it now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, though I don't live in Connecticut anymore, I'm a proud New Englander, proud to be here from Connecticut and learn my craft here in Connecticut, and glad to still know some people here, and it's always a pleasure to visit. And I'm really glad I stuck with it and got to become a better musician and get to express myself through, in my case, a bass guitar pretty much every day. And I still feel like I'm just getting started, and my best days are ahead of me as a person, as a man, as a musician. And that's just kind of a good feeling, because I just turned 54 yesterday. Yesterday? Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Today. And so this is kind of a birthday celebration of sorts for me. I'm not a big birthday guy, but it is kind of cool to be back here celebrating it. And this is kind of a little gift to myself to be here with you.
Why not?
And it's fun to be here. And
if I'm the gift, then save the receipt.
There's all kinds of stories from the days with Junior, and some of them aren't fit for the air.
None of them. None of them. None of them.
But they were good times, and I'm glad we lived through it. And
for sure.
And I'm healthy. I got myself together now, and some of those days were pretty hazy and murky. But now I'm clear-headed, and it's good to be alive.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll get there. Definitely. All right. Do you know the wrap-up questions?
I do not.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, you never made it to the end of a show.
I probably did, but it's been a little bit.
Just like a couple of questions that will kind of sum up. So 5 favorite albums.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Question number 1 right now?
Yeah.
I'll just go off the top of my head. Yeah. Harry Chapin, Greatest Stories Live.
Wow. Yeah.
Journey, Captured, also a live album.
Wow. Yeah.
Ramones, it's a tough one. I'm going to go with Road to Ruin because that's
Sure.
the first one I bought with my own money for $3 used.
Sure.
Rode home on my bike.
Yeah.
Under the...
Questioningly.
It's on that album.
Right,
that's correct.
Yes.
Husker Du.
Oh, nice.
Warehouse Songs and Stories.
Sure. Yeah.
And in keeping with that one, I'm going to go with Bob Mould.
Oh.
Black Sheets of Rain.
Oh, wait till Paula hears that.
Okay, and the drumming on that record is some of my favorite rock drumming. Anton Fier was the guy's name.
Right.
Passed away a few years ago. Golden Palominos.
Yep.
His drumming on that record, you could ask her. I go into the sauna at the gym and I put that record on and I'm air drumming and people probably think I'm nuts. I'll put a towel over my head. I had one guy ask me, "What are you listening to?" He goes, "You are so into that, you know." And I go to the gym at like 3 a.m. and go in the sauna. That's my go-to record for the drumming. The songs are, it's a brutal record.
Did you know that that's Paula's whole thing?
No.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's going to blow her mind.
Okay.
I didn't, when I met her, I didn't know anything. And she was all into Bob Mould.
Awesome.
And that's her thing. She's like, Black Sheets of Rain.
Yes.
When I first heard that was it.
Yes.
And then
I've never met anybody who knows that record.
I've seen Bob in every, we've dragged, now I was into it, but at first when we were dating, we saw Bob acoustic. We saw, I never saw Sugar, but
I did.
But did you?
Loudest show I've ever seen.
She did.
Toads.
Yeah, she was there.
Show prior to that was the loudest show I ever saw was Bob Mould on Black Sheets with the guys he made the record with.
Yeah.
Anton Fier and Tony Maimone on bass.
Yeah.
Killer bass player.
Yeah.
And that was the loudest show. And I can handle volume. It was right at the threshold.
Ooh.
And then Sugar up that. And it was awesome. And by the way, Sugar's reuniting. Tell her that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we know.
I think they might have done one new recording.
Their tickets were sold out.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
she couldn't make it.
But
that's funny.
They're feeling it out, and they might expand and add dates.
Of course.
So keep your eyes on that, because I'm going to be keeping my eyes on it, too.
But that's funny, the Bob Mould thing.
Yep, and my favorite of his records, I had Workbook right before Black Sheets, but Black Sheets is my favorite.
Yeah. We saw Bob at at Pearl Street in Northampton back in the day. And the problem was we were up front. Me and Paula were right up front. And I was
punished by that
getting
amp.
the 412 right in the face.
Right in the face.
And it actually vibrated cracked one of my teeth that I had to have pulled later.
I am not surprised.
And I was like, he's not. I mean, my whole face was vibrating so much that my tooth started hurting.
Yes.
Yes. It wasn't that loud for him because it was hitting the back of his leg. I just thought we should not be standing there.
I know. I had the same thing.
It's like, let's move over.
Sugar at Toads.
Oh,
and I had to.
Brutal.
I was proud. I got right up front. But I was just to the side of his legs.
It was not a good place to
and
be.
I couldn't take it.
Wow.
And I was embarrassed at the time. I'm like, I should be able to take this. I'm a rock and roller. I couldn't. But that's how he got his sound.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, loudest show I ever saw, Sugar at Toad's Place.
That's funny.
Yeah, Bob Mould. Yeah. Killer show.
Yeah, I bet.
Okay.
Oh man, I forgot the questions. Desert island food. What could you eat every day if there were no consequences? What do you eat and go, man?
Thai food.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Love Thai.
There you go.
My go-to, especially traveling.
Yeah.
I would say Thai.
Yeah. Okay.
Sushi do agree, but Thai is got it all for me.
Okay. Is there one show that you can remember seeing that changed everything like that?
Live concert show, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That made it all make sense. Were like,
there's tons. In terms of just spectacle, I saw Pink Floyd without Roger in about '87 on the. That blew my mind with what you could do with a concert. But musically, it was the Smithereens.
Oh wow!
One of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
Gun to my head question, that would be my favorite band.
Oh wow! Cool.
And I saw them. I had a fake ID, don't tell anybody, back in the day, and I would use it exclusively to go to Toads.
Yeah, right.
I would miss out on all these shows, 21 and over at the time. I don't know if they're still doing it, but and I love that band. I love their first record, and I had to see them. And I convinced my brother to let me steal his paperwork, whatever I did. Somehow I got a real ID
just to see
those shows. And that's what inspired me to do what I do now. And it was them. And because they were 3-4 chord, basically Beatles vamped up with louder guitars.
Sure.
And that bass player.
I love that drummer.
Love that Dennis. Yep. Yeah. And Mike was the bassist.
Right.
And that was my guy. He's still my guy.
Yeah.
And I would hang around and go to the bus, and I got to meet him, everything.
Cool.
Mike gave me a Coors Light one time right out of his backpack. That was when I knew I was
Which you never drank, which you still have, which you've never opened.
I drank it with him.
Oh, nice.
And it was not far from here. It was in New Britain.
Yeah. Oh,
they played at the Sting, and somebody told me where they were staying at the hotel, and I went, go to the hotel bar. And there was Mike. Yeah. And I started chatting to him. He goes, hey, I saw you in the front row. And I said, fellow bass player. And he opened up his backpack, and he gave me a Coors Light.
Nice.
And that put me on the path. I'm like, I want to do that. I want to play like that guy.
Yeah, sure.
I want to look that cool.
Sure.
And play with that level of intensity, with songs that good, and I've had a taste of it, that was my guy, and that was the moment.
Yeah, sure.
If I had to pick one in terms of a live show that just knocked my what in the dirt, I was like, and still, I their music does something to me, even though it's not heavy metal or fast. My heart gets going. It does something to me, and I've never been able to put my finger on it. I don't want to know what it is. I just want it, to be that way. And I don't listen to them all the time, and I still get that feeling.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is really cool, because now I know the songs are G, D, and F sharp, but it still makes me feel that way. And that's what music's supposed to do. And they're really special. And I used to hang out with Pat a little bit.
Oh, cool.
At his shows. I saw him solo at not Pearl Street, Iron Horse.
Sure.
And he said, come over and sit down with me. He recognized me because I go to all the shows. And he took my address, and he was going to send me. He ran for state senate in New Jersey.
Right, I remember that.
And he didn't win, but he did well. And I said, could I get some of your swag? And he says, man, that's a great thing. I'll send you something. And we were in touch for a little while.
Denuzio for Senate or whatever.
And it was legit because he's in New Jersey. But anyway, so that was the show, Smithereens.
That's great.
And it was at Toads, and I was underage, but I snuck in.
Yeah.
And that definitely changed my life.
Hey, there it is.
For the better.
That's an answer.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember when Smithereens first came on MTV. I wasn't as into it as you were, but I knew that it was way different. Like, I immediately was like, oh, hey, this is really cool. This is cool. It looks like something. It sounds like something. It's good. Yeah.
And it was all songs.
Yeah.
They didn't really have an image.
Right.
Pat wasn't a pretty boy.
Right.
Kind of the opposite. Kind of had the Rick Ocasek thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, I don't have the pinup thing going on, so I better write some damn good songs.
Wow,
that was their thing, and they're all like unrequited love, going after the supermodel. Those guys had a brethren. Right. If you really listen close, and I think their gawkiness added to their songwriting.
Yeah.
And thank goodness, because they wrote both of them wrote such killer timeless.
You know what
stuff.
I think I learned later. When I listened to them a little bit, and I saw them one time, they opened for Cheap Trick. I went and saw them. Ooh. And I was like, oh, this drummer's great. And I'm like, that's why. Because it's firmly in hand.
Yes, and to this day.
Yeah, and he's great.
He's meat and potatoes. Yeah, sings backups.
Yeah,
and crushes it.
Yeah.
And the songs crush it.
Yeah.
And by the way, Rick Nielsen, you could add him to that list too. Oh. Unrequited love, hey, I'm going to write songs about the supermodels.
Yeah.
I'm going to get them through this.
Yeah.
And because he didn't have necessarily this, so we had Robin. You handle it. I'll write the stuff. And what a great band that is. And that's your favorite, right?
That's my favorite. That's my number one.
Yeah. What a treasure they are.
Yeah.
American treasure, man.
They're my number one.
And Bun, one of the most underrated guys out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
And you opened up my mind to how good Bun.
Oh, really?
To Bun. Yes, really is.
Oh, cool.
Because I remember having you show me one time the ghost notes.
Oh, yeah.
On the snare. I was just starting to comprehend what all that was.
Nobody knows.
Right. Yeah. And then you also showed me, I said, why is the intro to Ragdoll by Aerosmith so good.
Oh, wow.
And it's just drums.
Yeah, yeah.
And you said, oh, it's this. And it was a bun thing.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't remember.
I asked you, and my mind was blown right then and there.
Funny.
And you just showed me like this, and it was after a gig at the Lucky Ducks.
I don't remember any of that.
That's all right. I do.
Wow.
I do remember it. And it was like, that was the magic sauce. I said, that's all it is.
Wow.
So anyway, but the ghost notes on the snare and the bun secret sauce that I don't think anybody quite can do like he did it.
No, everybody should. It makes more sense than what anybody else is doing.
Yeah.
You know, seriously.
Yep.
But hey, we got to go.
Okay.
I don't want to run out.
Was there another question?
No, I mean, I think that's kind of it.
Okay.
As far as so we're going to lay the groundwork because it almost could have happened. But the dream is next time you're in town with some run up is going to be the Flames reunion.
Yes.
That's what we're going to make. We're going to make that happen.
Yes.
So.
And my initial idea was that's what this would be.
Right. And Matt wasn't around.
Right. It was
today.
He's out of town, and I think what we'll do is a run up and try to double it up with a gig.
Yeah. But Matt said he was into it.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to, I didn't know the day was going to come, but I said someday.
Yes.
The juniors make it happen. And I said someday. Kriv was like, yeah, I will if they will.
This is a good seed planting.
It'll happen.
And we'll set it up with plenty of notice. Book a probably just a one-off.
Yeah.
And do this, go out to dinner, rehearse, do the show. It'll be great.
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to that. And we'll do it next year.
Yeah.
We'll plant the seed right here and now that's what we're going to do next year in 2026.
Yep, that's what we're doing. All right, cool. Awesome. I'm glad you came.
I'm glad. Real pleasure. Thanks for having me.
I'm going to press the button.
Okay.
Are you
Cheers.
ready? Chad MacDonald was here in the flesh, live and in person. You know what I'm saying? Jon Peckman Podcast, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance, beautiful downtown Portland. Come over the bridge, pull a U. We park in front of the music store at the Red Neon Light. We have vinyl. We have music lessons. We have gear. We have this beautiful podcast studio. You can have your own podcast right here. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your plants, tell your pets. Chad MacDonald was here. He was here. And he's going back to Arizona. Happy birthday. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
All right, that is all.
If you'd like to start your own podcast, give us a call at Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Our professionally designed podcast space is here for all your recording needs. Rent out our studio to do interviews with up to 4 people, to record audiobooks, social media content, and all other recorded material. Our rentals include a private studio along with our professional-grade podcasting equipment, and we can customize your output to whatever your needs are. We also have green screen capabilities, which will expand to video capability if you so wish. So check us out here at convalley.net/podcast.